This reading is for all the Aquarians out there for the year 2022. Happy New Year, everybody. Can you believe it is 2022 already? Goodbye, 2021. So what I'm going to be looking at are just the energies coming in for you for this trip around the sun. And I'll be looking at relationship, career, and then just a general reading on what will most likely be happening for many of you. Okay, so first let's start out with the energy supporting you this year. This is about connection. 2022 is going to bring in new connections in a personal way for Aquarians this year. This could be a love relationship, this could be new friendships, this could just be comrades that are interested in what you're interested in. This is a lovely card. Also, it heralds that many of you are going to be getting some really welcome news throughout the year. Things you've been hoping to hear, you will hear positive messages. So this is your supportive energy, and it looks really life-giving. What may be more challenging for some Aquarians this year is getting a project off the ground, staying focused. Now, me saying that, I do believe the signs like Aquarius and Gemini have more of a blueprint of being Renaissance men and women rather than what our capitalist society is really supporting right now, which is doing one thing and being an expert at it. The blueprint for Aquarians and Geminis and also some other fire signs, I believe, is to just do many things well. And that's okay, because I feel that follow through is not a moral issue. You know, do something till you're bored with it, do something new. But there are times where finishing something up, getting, wrapping up your education and having the certificate, things like that, because it is something that is valued in this society. It's worth doing. And that's what this is saying this year. Like, it may be a good year to actually get something that looks good in the real world for you, like having follow through. Okay. So let's see what the relationship energy is going to be this year. Okay, we've got 5s and then a 6. Okay, what this means, and this is not for all Aquarians, but for many Aquarians, you may hit a rough patch in your relationships this year, in your relationship life, regardless of whether you are single, married, looking, dating. It's in general, there's 2 cards that oftentimes show having to work through something, having to work it out. This could be, let's say you are single, maybe it means you're having to work on some issues you have around love and relationship. Definitely if you're in a long-term situation, this could be like it's going to be a year for therapy or something like that. Now, that being said, the outcome moves out of the 5 and into the 6. 6s are always a place where you feel relief. And specifically this holds a lot of personal magnetism. So not only will you move past bumpy areas in your relationship life, but you're going to come out what I will call victorious. Like, the issues will be sorted out and things will be even better. You'll probably find someone if you're single, if that's what you're looking for, and you feel seen. So it's going to be an interesting love journey this year, but just, stay positive and keep moving into healthier and better areas. Let's see what else the cards have to say about what's coming up for Aquarians in 2022. Okay, this is pretty fascinating. I actually drew these cards together earlier today as well, even though I've shuffled really well. So this message must be needed right now in general. What this means is that it's important to have radical self-acceptance. Okay, when this energy comes up that says, don't try and be what you aren't. And if you're trying to be something that you are not, you're stifling all of your creative energy. So it's time to start where you're at, accept who you are 100%. Know you're not perfect, but nobody is, so no perfectionism here. And by becoming more free doing this, you will have a wellspring of new information that wants to come forth from inside of you. There's going to be a time period this year where, or maybe many different instances where you're really going to be called upon to make a decision. Now, this is surrounded by these two amazing cards. So this is sort of your holy trilogy this year, what you're moving towards and what's going to be around. And it's the Ace of Wands with this decision-making sword card, and then this outcome. Your outcome for 2022 is the Sun, which is always good luck. It's a great omen. But in order to get from the idea to the forward movement, in order to actually make meaningful change in your life, you're going to have to actually make decisions. It's not a time for putting your head in the sand, for letting things just go because you don't want to deal with what you've got to do. It's the decision and the action with the decision this year that brings you into really great new territory. Now, the biggest message for you is this Ace. An Ace is very powerful. It really talks about new beginnings. And you can even see sort of by the imagery of this, it's like a sort of an explosion. And it really matches the imagery, at least in this deck, of the Sun as well. It's warmth, it's excitement, it's optimism. This really is about creative downloading. Again, if we look at the center, the more you accept yourself for who you are, the more information you're going to be getting that leads you to where you're supposed to be going. For some of you, because you are standing on the moon and this is your past, you may have been coming out of a dark night of the soul. This is, of course, not for all Aquarians, but maybe you did have some difficult times last year. This is your past. It's not your future. This oftentimes, this has an element of just being confused about who you are and where you're going. The amazing thing is that's your past. Your future is the Sun. So you have the moon and the Sun. And in this case, it's going from confusion about who you are into clarity about where you're going. I mean, this is beautiful. And some of you this year will have also the Ace of Cups, which is a new relationship or a new phase of your relationship. This is really great for love relationships. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please subscribe. Stay safe out there. And I will be doing weekly vibe checks either Sunday or Monday of every week. So check back in.